All of this in a town at the divergence of the Bodrog tributary and the Tisa River. Every month, the Sákány would climb up from the banks of the river during nights and blow notes to the euphonium and wait. And when a yowling dog from the village came, the Sákány would drown him in the shallows there and eat him. Then the Sákány would flee, holding its swollen belly through the river, queasy from eating. The folk in the village began to lock their dogs inside at night, and sure enough, every month, when the Sákány came up from the riverbank and blew loud noises from the euphonium, the dogs were locked up, and the people were terrified. And this is exactly what the Sákány had planned. It came into the town, throwing stones through the windows of the houses and the shop fronts, and it hung by its feet in the plaza. It threw its shit into the fountain there, and the whole time it was calling out, "I will never let you leave your houses." And a man came out to him after this, and the Sákány fled back into the river. And when the man followed the creature down to the bank, the Sákány drowned him and stripped him of his clothes there. And the Sákány put on the man's clothing and hopped around in the mud to the strange music it produced from the euphonium. The man the Sákány had drowned was a baker, and after the grieving, the daughter of the baker plotted revenge against the Sákány, and she did this. In the late afternoons, she would take a gloss paper box to the edge of the river. Inside the box were 3 eclairs filled with soft, jellified custard, and they were delicious. And her widowed mother begged her not to go down to the river with the eclairs, and she was saying things like, "My sweet, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, it's done now." And the Sákány, dog-eared and dog-lipped and dog-smiling, came up from the river to meet her when she called. And she gave the Sákány the box of eclairs, and she left. She did this for weeks until the belly of the Sákány bloated over from the yeast and the butter, and she feigned friendship with the Sákány. And she listened to the Sákány play its strange music and watched it dance around in the mud in her father's clothes. And the Sákány flared its autistic wings and blew the euphonium hard so that its eyes stuck out of its head like 2 naked oysters pulsating in the orange afternoon light. Soon the Sákány was fat and dull, and its gait was slow, and it no longer lured the townsfolk down to the river, as it no longer had the desire to eat. It crouched by some wooden debris which lay submerged by the river's edge, and there it waited for the young woman in a box of eclairs. And the Sákány played the euphonium until it grew short of breath and heaved. One such evening, it fell asleep on the bank, and the woman slaughtered the Sákány there, and she skinned the Sákány there. And she left the snake skin on the river jetty, which she sprinkled with salt to dry it out. Then she took the knife to the creature, and she filleted it, and she divided the meat from the offal, which she threw into the river, and she watched the fish jump up for the innards of the Sákány. The young woman ran home with the wet, sour meat wrapped in linen, and she gathered up the rest of her family and said, "Look what I've done. I've killed the Sákány, and I put to rest the soul of my father, and those souls of the many dogs taken into the river, and I put to rest the soul of my father." And there was furor in the house of the baker's daughter, and the family ran out for those things necessary for celebration. They found dill pickles in brine, and some banana peppers, and sweet wine, and they banged on all the doors along the village for tefel, and to invite the few close friends the family kept in the village. They stewed up all of that thick meat and sweet paprika and cream until they had a kind of paprikás that they set on to simmer late into the evening. And everyone ate, and everyone was happy. And the party moved down to the edge of the river where they found the euphonium in the mud. And the young woman wiped it smooth and clean with her hand, and she pressed her lips to the euphonium. She spat something that tasted like copper, and then she pressed her lips to the euphonium again and played a few notes. And the party around her laughed and clapped her on, and she played some more of the strange music. Some dogs came down to the river and rolled in the shallows, and there were children splashing around in the mud. People were yelling out, keep playing, and the young woman laughed and told everyone, "It's okay, wait, I'll keep playing, wait." She put the euphonium down to pick up the muddy clothes of the Sákány, and she put them on over her dress, and she danced, and she stepped around in the mud and chased after the dogs. and she salivated with the instrument in her mouth.